From the hood to college, both worlds they had to meet. 6 degrees between us, so cold we're about to freeze. But we're Florida boys, hot takes, we bring the heat. We're moving the culture, the engineers to the streets. Yo, y'all know what time it is, man. Yes, sir. Your boy is here. I know on the early tip. I know. We switching it up. I know. But we here anyway. You know what I'm talking about? The doctor's in the house. Let's get it. Yes, sir. The doctor's in the house. Hold on. Let me Let me close these blinds because it's a little bright. Close these blinds. There we go. Close the blinds. I was like, what the heck? All right. You know, as always, man, before we start, we always got to start off with a prayer. So today is no difference. We're going to start off with a scripture, though, from Romans 15:13. Chapter 15, verse 13. Now may the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace in believing, that you may abound in hope in this power of the Holy Spirit. Amen. All right, let's get it, man. Let's go ahead and give our prayers and our thanks to the Lord. Bow your heads, please. Dear Heavenly Father, thank you for blessing us to see this Monday. Thank you for blessing us to have all our wits about us, have our faculties, Lord. Thank you for blessing us to also have the wherewithal and the presence of mind to appreciate all the blessings that you give upon us, Lord. Don't let us take too many things for granted. I know it's part of human nature to take things for granted, Lord, but let us just, even if it's just appreciate the blessings to be able to walk outside and smell the fresh air, smell the flowers, absorb the sunlight, Lord. Let's be grateful for all the blessings that you bestowed upon us in the past, currently in the present, and that you will in the future, Lord. Through Jesus' name, amen. Amen. Wonderful, beautiful day, man. Let's get to it. So I got a lot of stuff to talk about. All right, so first off, I want to start off with the Bam Rodriguez, man. So I'm hearing this thing about Bam Rodriguez calling out Naoya Inoue. But if you a little dude, you ain't even got to be. There's no limitation on the little dude. You know what I'm saying? On how little you are. It just imagine as long as you're little, boom, you win a fight, they call out Naoya Inoue. You know what I'm talking about? It's crazy. All right, hold on. You know, I just added this edition, man. Y'all want to see Kid Bandit? Boom. I just added this edition right here. Kid Bandit, come on. You know what I'm saying? See the dog cam right there. I had it on my other overlay, but I was like, you know, let me put it on my boxing one too, man. You go Kimber right there. You see Kimber right there, big behind. You don't even fit in the camera. Go sit down over there, bro. Good boy. Come on, Bandit, you too. Here come Bandit right here, the bigger boy. Yes, sir. But yeah, man. So with Bam, you know, he just beat Juan Francisco Estrada in a spectacular fashion. The fight was at 115. It was his first time moving to 115. He just fought Sonny Edwards, who was also on the card, who looked good against Adrian Curiel. Unfortunately, he was stopped a little prematurely. People were complaining, but it wasn't. Sonny Edwards didn't want to stop it. You know, it was out of his hands. And so yeah, he fought Sonny Edwards at 112. He just fought Juan Francisco Estrada, El Gallo, aka the Rooster. You know, he beat him in his first fight at 115. He was the first person to stop this legend. You know, he's a living legend, man. We got to give these fighters their credit. You know what I'm saying? He's a legend. There's a lot of legends. You know what I'm talking about? So, yeah, he's doing his thing, iconic fighter, and he stopped him. The first person to stop him, and he wins. And the first thing they say is, oh, what about Naoya Inoue? What, you want to fight Naoya Inoue? And then now I'm hearing people say about, oh, Bam needs to do things at 115 before he calls out Naoya Inoue. He can't skip 118. You know, he can fight Junto Nakatani Takuma Inoue. First off, I'm going to need you, whoever's saying that, to
shut up, bitch!
Oh, my God! First off, we got to recognize, Bam did not call out Naoya Inoue. Very few fighters are calling out Naoya Inoue. They are being asked about Naoya Inoue. There's a difference. You know, there's a big difference. He's not calling them out. A lot of times they're not calling them out. They're just fielding the questions. What do you want these fighters to do? You know, like, what do you want them to do? You want to say, oh, no, I don't want to fight him? You know, and in Bam's defense, he even turned it down. He said, man, you know, I just got to 115. There's other fighters I want to fight at 115. You know, I want to unify here. Let me do that. So shout out to Bam Rodriguez. But, you know, Bam Rodriguez, he's smaller. He's not even at 122, which is what Naoya is undisputed at. You know what I'm saying? He's not even at 118. So he had to go 118 and then 122. But Bam Rodriguez is not calling out Naoya Inoue. Shushu Carrington at 126, who's bigger than Naoya Inoue, is not calling out Naoya Inoue. Rafael Espinoza El Divino, who we just saw beat Shichiro, what's my boy name? Who did he just beat, man? You don't know who he just beat. I can't remember the dude's name now. Shichiro, I don't even want to guess. Shichiro Sanchez? Nah, let me see. I can't remember his name right now. Forgive me. Who did he just beat, man? Rafael El Divino Espinoza. Who was the dude he just beat, man? I cannot remember his name I know it's Shichiro something. Sergio, yeah, I was right. Chirino Sanchez. I said Shichiro. So it's Sergio Chirino Sanchez. I was correct. Yeah, he just beat Sanchez. He's at 126. They said, oh, you want to fight Naoya Inoue? Bro, a lot of these guys aren't calling out Naoya Inoue. The only person that's really calling out Naoya Inoue is the person that Naoya Inoue is not fighting. MJ Akhmadaliev. So I don't really hear people call it, and then people get mad at Bam Rodriguez or get mad at Shushu or get mad at El Divino. Everybody calling out Naoya Inoue. No, man, they're not calling him out, bro. This is what the people are asking, and they're just fielding the questions. They're just responding, man. Now, if Bam Rodriguez was to fight Inoue, I think that Inoue's too big, you know. Not saying height-wise, not verticality speaking, but not vertically speaking. You know, he has a verticality to fight him as far as hops, athleticism, and but by height, you know, he has a height to fight him, but it's just, you know, you got to have that girth too, that solidness, that sturdiness, you know. He's not that big, you know. Like I say, he just moved to 115. I think he could develop that, but by the time he develops that, now Inoue might be at 126. You know what I'm saying? Because he's at 115. His first fight at 115. So I think a more realistic fight or desire that we should have is Bam Rodriguez versus his Inoue's brother, his younger brother, Takuma Inoue. If we want to see him fight Inoue, that's an Inoue. You know, you can get off like that because people would be so excited that anybody under 130 pounds, they want to compare him to Naoya Inoue. You know what I'm saying? Which is somewhat natural, but some of it is kind of casual in you too. That's like the casual in you, like. They have weight divisions for a reason, you know. So I'm not saying that I don't want to see Bam Rodriguez versus Naoya Inoue potentially, possibly, maybe, but it's not anything that's I'm clamoring to see because I'd rather see Bam Rodriguez versus Junto Nakatani or Takuma Inoue. I think Junto Nakatani and Bam Rodriguez would be a good fight, but even still, I'm okay with Bam Rodriguez fighting people at 115 where he's at. You know, when they Junto Nakatani handle where he's at bantamweight. I really want to see at 118. I want to see Bam Rodriguez versus Junto Nakatani. I mean, Takuma Inoue versus Junto Nakatani. I want to see that fight. Like I said, that's probably like my dream scenario. Junto Nakatani versus Takuma Inoue. I think Junto Nakatani beats Takuma Inoue. Then I foresee, you know, Junto Nakatani is a tall guy, so I would anticipate after he beats Takuma Inoue, Naoya Inoue, you know, say come on his revenge arc and try to avenge the loss of his younger brother, you know, and try to beat, you know, Junto Nakatani will play the role of Shang Tsung. You know, you seen in Mortal Kombat, the old Mortal Kombat where Shang Tsung beat Liu Kang's younger brother. You know, that's how Junto Nakatani would beat Shang Tsung, beat Takuma Inoue, and then Naoya Inoue had to be like Liu Kang and come back and avenge him. But I don't think Liu Kang's going to win this scenario. You know, Liu Kang beat the hell out of Shang Tsung. We saw that. You know, so he put that fireball on him. You know, I'm talking about that fire. But I'm be honest. I always said this. I think Junto Nakatani beats Naoya Inoue. Junto Nakatani, maybe I have a little favoritism towards him. I really like Junto Nakatani a lot, and I like him to beat Naoya Inoue. And I also think stylistically, Shushu Character has a good style, but he's at 126. But I think that'd be what we want to see, man. I want to see people who are closer weight classes, you know, fight each other, you know, and then like if whatever the future holds, if they fight in the future and it goes down, you know, naturally, organically, then fine. But we forcing these guys to go up to either look bad or go down to look bad, or now you anyway go too far up or go too far down to look bad as well, man. Let them fight at their peaks how they're supposed to. That way we'll know definitively who's really what, you know. But you know, I don't want somebody to go even with Errol Spence and Terrence Crawford. Like I said, you know, there's no excuses for Errol Spence. And Terrence Crawford whooped him, and you know, shout out to Errol Spence. He never made no excuses. But at the same time, it was documented that Errol Spence was struggling to make 147. So I wish the fight would have happened earlier. But shout out to Terrence Crawford and Errol Spence for making it happen when it did. But I wish it would have happened earlier because it would have been a better gauge, you know, of them closer to the top. And plus, you know, Errol Spence had the car accident and stuff like that too. But I think Terrence Crawford still wins. But that would have just been more ideal in my opinion. So I think the idealistic thing is for Bam to just fight at 115 for a while. You know, now you anyway decide whether he's going to stay at super bantamweight or move up to featherweight. But let them do it. And then, you know, there's people in the division that they can fight. Hell, even at 126. Shushu's not even a champion yet. Is he even a number? He probably ranked number 1 or 2 in the divisions now. You know, by one of the sanctioned bodies. But you know, he's not even a belt holder yet. You know, there's some hitters at 126. You got Rafael Divino Espinoza. You got Ray Vargas. So they pose a challenge to anybody. Ray Vargas is 5'11", and if you think you don't get no bigger than that, Rafael Espinoza is 6'1". That joke is crazy at 126. 5'11" and 6'1". Damn, that's crazy.
I'm sorry.
Why are they so tall, man? So, and then you got Nick Ball, who I don't think, I'm gonna be honest, I think he probably loses his fight. Well, unless he fights a semi decent contender. I think he's gonna lose. I think he's gonna be the first person to lose his belt at 126. And then you have Luis Lopez, who's a beast too. So, you know, but yeah, that's just my personal opinion on that. But at 126, you know, there's some fighters there that could fight, you know. And then like you have Shushu there. There's a whole bunch of people at 126. Not even to mention Robiesi Ramirez. We just saw Robiesi Ramirez, who had a great fight against El Divino, dropped him twice or whatever, and they had a fight of the year candidate, him and Rafael Espinoza. We just saw Robiesi Ramirez get back on the winning train. You know, he just fought who did he just fight? Benitez, Brandon Benitez, right? That was a vicious uppercut. Oh my gosh. That uppercut was crazy. As soon as he hit him with that, I said, "You got knocked the fuck out, man! Give me my goddamn money." That uppercut was crazy. I'm talking about he charged that up, hit him with an Aryuken, or if you ever play Streets of Rage, the burning knuckle. Oh my goodness, that uppercut was crazy, bro. That was ridiculous. That was one of the best uppercuts. I mean, he charged that thing up from, he brought that thing from hollow earth. He brought it from under the ground and blah, split the guard, and man, he couldn't do nothing about it, man. That uppercut was vicious.
Yeah.
So I just think that there's a lot of fights, you know, there's a lot of fights that can be made within the divisions of these fighters' respective divisions. We don't have to have a dream match all the time. Like, gosh, leave, bro. Like, let them progress naturally, man. Like, stop rushing these fighters, man. Bam Rodriguez just got to 115. Let him handle business at 115. Shushu Character's just now becoming his own. He only has 10 fights, 11 fights. Let him come into his own at 126. Let him get a belt. I fully think he's capable of it. Who else? Let Junto Nakatani and handle his business at 118. You know what I'm saying? Progress and eventually get to 122 where you can fight Naoya Inoue. Let Naoya Inoue continue doing his thing at Undisputed. He doesn't have to move up or move down. You know, let these people chill, man. Same with that's the same concept people be discrediting Tank. You know, like, bro, Tank be handling business at 135. He doesn't have to move up. Bernard Hopkins was a great champion. He was a legendary champion because he stayed at middleweight and he conquered that division, fought all his mandatories. You know what I'm saying? 20 fight streak of consecutive title defenses at middleweight. You know, until Triple G broke it with 22 successful title defenses at middleweight. But that record stood for a long time. So you could be, there's plenty of ways to be great. You don't have to be undisputed to be great. You don't have to traverse 18 different weight classes to be great. You don't have to fight champion after champion after champion to be great. There's multiple. You don't have to fight all your mandatories to be great. There's different ways to be great. You don't have to respect the belts to be great. You know, there's some things that we respect more than others, and some things that have a faster path to greatness, of course, if you move up all the time. But I can name you fighters that are great, legendary, iconic fighters that did it all do the same. Pacquiao was never undisputed. He's a great legendary fighter. Floyd didn't really respect the belts. He's a great legendary fighter. Naoya Inoue, he didn't go through as many weight classes or fighting main champions yet. He's still a great fighter because he got undisputed. So, you know, there's different paths to greatness, man. Bentley in the building. That was a flat. You Robert Estrada. Bro, Robici Ramirez, that uppercut was crazy. I'm so mad that I forgot to talk about it yesterday. Bro, that uppercut was nasty, bro. I'm talking about he coming. Oh, that was a slow motion uppercut. Hit him like, oh my gosh, that joke was vicious, bro. When he hit him with that uppercut, split the guard, I said, "Bumba."
Me blood clot.
It was crazy, bro. That uppercut was that. And then look, speaking of that, Robici Ramirez could get the rematch with Rafael Divino Espinoza. They could still have a rematch. So there's just so many other fights that involve these fighters in the division that they're already currently at. We talk about Bam Rodriguez move up 2 weight divisions to fight Naoya Inoue. For what? For what? And then if he loses, what you gonna say? Oh, that was too much. He was too small. Well, let him progress naturally, man. But speaking of progressing naturally, I heard this. I don't know if this is true, chat. I'm going to just tell y'all the rumor. You know I don't like to make videos on rumors, but I was going to make a video about this, but I was like, nah, I ain't going to make a video because it's a rumor. But we can talk about it on the live stream. You know, I feel comfortable with that. I heard through the grapevine, through some people chit-chatting, I don't know if it's true, that NONITO DONAIRE wants to fight Bam Rodriguez. That would be crazy. NONITO DONAIRE versus Bam Rodriguez, I'm going to be honest. I got Bam. I think NONITO should stay away from that. That's just my personal opinion. But that'd be a good fight. You know, if NONITO wants it, you know, NONITO was 40, 41, something like that. You know, I think he's what, 41 years old, right? Is he 40? He might be 42.
Damn. I'm sorry.
He may be 42, but you know, the funny thing about that is this, man. I want y'all to check this out, man. Look at this right here, man. This is interesting, man. So if he wants NONITO, he wants him, right? Look at this. He's 12. Guess who that is right there, chat? Guess who that is right here, chat? That's Jesse Bam Rodriguez, man. Isn't that dope, man? That's so dope. And that's NONITO DONAIRE right there. So you can say he'll be fighting. You know, he already said that he looked up to Juan Francisco Estrada. He just conquered him. Can you imagine if he could fight NONITO DONAIRE? I don't want that fight to happen because I'm worried about the well-being of NONITO DONAIRE. He's a Filipino Flash. He's a legend. But if that's what he wants, then give him the fight. Look at this, man. NONITO DONAIRE said he started at his age too, but he was smaller. He's a little southpaw. That's so crazy. Look how the world comes full circle, bro. This is Jesse Bam Rodriguez at 12 years old. Getting some ring work in with NONITO DONAIRE. He said he's gonna be good, man. He said he's gonna be good, man. That's so dope, man. That's dope, man. So yeah, so imagine if he fights, if Bam Rodriguez could fight NONITO DONAIRE. He said NONITO will get cooked. I think so too, just because of his age, you know. And Bam Rodriguez is a vicious fighter right now, and NONITO DONAIRE is just a little older, man. You know, I just wish these legends, you know, like I say, you know, it's boxing, right? Boxing is, first of all, in anything in life, you know, it's hard to tell somebody to stop doing what they love, especially when they're getting compensated at a pretty significant amount, you know, monetarily, and they love it too. You know, it's hard to tell somebody to stop doing what they love, and they feel like they're still able to do it. You know, we're seeing, we see all types of legends go through it. Mike Tyson going through it. Still going through it at almost 60, talking about he fighting Jake Paul. You know, we see Deontay Wilder currently going through it, still fighting. He should stop fighting after Tyson Fury, in my opinion, that trilogy, but definitely should have stopped after Joseph Parker. I think they're talking about Deontay Wilder coming back trying to fight at Bridger weight, which I think he could probably make the weight. You know, he's a small, as far as weight goes, not height. As far as weight goes, he's a pretty small heavyweight. You know, he's tall, but as far as weight goes, width and girth, he's pretty small. For a heavyweight, especially when you compare him to like Tyson Fury and Zhang and stuff like that. Zhang outweighed him by 60, 70 pounds last time. But yeah, we see Manny Pacquiao going through it, talking about he wants to come back and fight Mario Barrios. We've seen Roy Jones go through it. I just don't like it, you know, like that's why I respect to Floyd. Big respect to Floyd, because Floyd is going through it, but Floyd is fighting exhibitions. He's not fighting championship level, world class, pro caliber fighters. You know what I'm saying? Like, these guys are just, you know, go fight an exhibition if you want to fight, man. But I don't know, man. I just hate to see it, because I think Bam's going to destroy him. And it's not because I think Bam would beat him in his prime, or NONITO was close to it. It's just that at this current iteration of NONITO DONAIRE, I think he loses badly. But yeah, that's super cool, Robert. That's super cool, man. So yeah, I just think that I don't want the fight to happen, but if it's going to happen, then let it happen. That's a good storyline. You know what I'm saying? That's a great storyline. Like I said, I don't know if it's true. That's just what I heard through the grapevine. So that's just what I heard from the grapevine, man. Through the grapevine. NONITO DONAIRE lost his last fight. Who was his last fight? I don't even remember. Wasn't his last fight Inoue? Or no? I think his last fight was against Inoue, right? Where did he fight between that? That's right. No, he fought Alejandro Santiago. That's right. I remember that. And then what happened? Junto Nakatani proceeded to knock Alejandro out. Yeah. Yeah. And then that's right. I forgot about that. But yeah, I just don't think that Nonito has it at a world class level. I think of course he can still fight, but I don't think he could beat a championship fighter, devastating puncher like Jesse Bam Rodriguez. That uppercut came all the way from Cuba. I'm telling you, from down under. It came from Australia. Robeisy Ramirez's uppercut came from Australia, bro. From down under. That joint was vicious, man. That joint was vicious, man. Straight, it was a debilitating uppercut, man. I was like, bro, that was crazy. But yeah, 126. I would like to see him versus I would like to see the rematch between Rafael Espinoza and Ramirez, man. And then and then look at even Ray Vargas and Nick Balk have a rematch. Because remember, their fight was a draw. There's so many other fights to be made, man. Every time somebody wins, if you're under 130 pounds, if you win, they're going to say, oh, Naoya Inoue. It don't matter if you're 115, like Jesse Bam Rodriguez, they're going to say Naoya Inoue. If you're at 126, like Shushu Carrington and El Divino, they're going to say Naoya Inoue. Like, bro, come on now. If the media would ask about people that are actually viable and plausible opponents, like MJ Akhmadaliev, we'll get that fight. But no, every time somebody wins, as long as they're under 130, you want to say Naoya Inoue. You want to ask Jesse Bam Rodriguez about Naoya Inoue. You want to ask Bruce Shushu Carrington. So you want to ask Jesse Bam Rodriguez, who's smaller than Naoya Inoue, about Naoya Inoue. You want to ask Bruce Shushu Carrington, who's bigger than Naoya Inoue, about Naoya Inoue. You want to ask Rafael Espinoza, who's bigger than Naoya Inoue, about Naoya Inoue. What about the guys that are the same size as Naoya Inoue? Why don't you ask about MJ Akhmadaliev? Bring him up. That's why then there'll be more demand. But when you constantly bringing up these casual ass dream fights every time somebody wins, the people who should get traction, who will actually make an interesting fight, they slide under the radar, and then we get Naoya Inoue versus TJ Doheny. So man, that's why I'm gonna start going to fights, man. Don't worry. Once I get right, man, and get my when I finish moving and get my family situation right, my mom's and everything. And get my money right, bro. I'm gonna start going to fights. I'm gonna ask the real questions, bro. Gosh dang, man. Everybody asks about dream fights. Not saying they can't happen, but at least like Bam Rodriguez is 2 weight divisions away from this is his first time stepping up to 115. It's not like he's always been at 115. He just got to 115. And then there's 118 between that. And then there's 122. You're asking this man, you didn't ask him about Takuma Inoue. You didn't ask him about Junto Nakatani. You didn't ask him about a rematch because he has a rematch clause with Juan Francisco Estrada. You didn't ask him about that. You asked him about somebody who's 2 weight divisions higher. Come on, dog. And then people say, oh, Bam Rodriguez is calling out Naoya Inoue. No, he's not. No, he's not. He's not calling out Naoya Inoue. He's just fielding questions. And shout out to him. He even said that, man, there's other fights I want to take care of. Same around. I be honest with you. I'm gonna be honest with you. I can't think of anybody who actually called out Naoya Inoue that was not in his weight class. Shushu Carrington also didn't call out Naoya Inoue. He's just not shying away from it. He's like, yeah, I'll fight him. You know what I'm saying? I want to fight him. He's embracing it more than a lot of other people. But he was asked about it too. I honestly can't think of anybody that was literally called out Naoya Inoue. Everybody's been responding to questions in regards to Naoya Inoue. And that's a fact. Can someone tell me? None of them are in the same division but MJ. Exactly. Reminds me of Tyson's uppercut on Razor Ruddock. Yeah, on Donovan Razor Ruddock and Jose Robalta. Crazy that Tyson lost the uppercut on Jose, who's 6'9". I'm telling you. Yeah, Tyson was explosive, man. That was his strength, right? His strength was his strength, his power. And his athleticism and his boxing skill. Mike Tyson was very skilled, man, He was arguably one of the most skilled heavyweights, And his leg strength was crazy, Yeah, so there was a lot of good fights this weekend, man. There was a lot of good. Even what do y'all feel about Rihanna Rios and Mary Romero? Rios won that fight. I thought it was a good decision. I thought Rios, she was, she struggled, but I thought she was a better boxer. Romero was just trying to overwhelm her. And I felt like that was a good decision. You know, she couldn't really do. Romero was swinging, but it kind of reminded me of like an amateur style, kind of like Gary Antoine Russell. How Gary Antoine Russell does sometimes. You know, I complain about that about Gary Antoine Russell. I think Gary Antoine Russell is a hell of a fighter. That sound like Floyd. He's a hell of a fighter. He's a hell of a fighter though. He's a great fighter. It's just that sometimes it's like he has mental lapses or something. Like he could be slicker than this fight. He could be outmaneuvering his opponent. He's stronger than his opponent. You know, he'll be slipping punches, and all of a sudden he just goes to just want to overwhelm you and just throw punches like he's just trying to score points. He doesn't throw with precision. But then sometimes he'll be so precise and accurate with his punches, like, dang. And I just wish he would stay on that phase more often than go to the other phase, you know. But that's what kind of reminded me of what Mary Romero was doing against Rihanna Rios. She was like just trying to overwhelm her and not really throwing accurate punches. Kind of like how Nick Ball does, more accurate than even Gary Antoine Russell. You know, kind of how Nick Ball fights, you know, just throwing punches like brawling. But I thought Rios was trying to pick her punches and trying to outbox her and did the best she could to not look, you know, to try to look composed and, you know, refined as well as you can against a fighter who's going to be trying to make it ugly. I didn't see the Rios fight. Okay, it's all good. Yeah, that was a good fight. You know, that was on the undercard of the Lamont Roach or McCrory fight for Pro Box. There was a lot of good. That was on Friday. So Lamont Roach did his thing too. I was actually I thought Lamont Roach fought a good fight as well, but he seemed to step off the gas too early. I don't know if he maybe he stepped off the gas because he was out of gas. I don't know if he gassed out or what, but then like he was commanding the fight. He was looking very good, picking him apart. Then all of a sudden, you know, I'm gonna say like if my memory serves me correctly, around like the 7th or 8th round, he just started like chilling and started and stop outboxing his opponent. You know, I don't know what it was. Maybe he got tired or what. I don't know, but he still won the fight. But I thought that he could have looked better or looked better. Like he looked good. He looked good. But he could have looked better longer, you know what I'm saying? Maybe he just could have sustained it. I don't know. You know Nick Ball's auntie. Hold on. I don't even know what that means, Bentley. Hold on, man. That sounds disrespectful, bro. What you mean you know his auntie, bro?
Here you go. Oh, shit. Yeah, I'm tired of that. It was so disrespectful.
What does that even mean? You know his auntie, man. I could probably get you an interview with him if you want. Oh, word? Oh, you for real? I thought you was trying to be funny. I know. I thought you met her on Tinder or something. I don't know. You know, Bentley. I heard about you, bro. I heard about you be getting it in. You know, you be on them back pages. You know what I'm talking about? You be on Tinder and Bumble. You know, I didn't know if you do her on a dating app or something. Yeah, hell yeah, man. Let me holler at Nick Ball, man. I'm gonna ask him some questions, man. If you can, yeah, that'd be fire, man. That'd be fire. Yeah, if you can, bro, I'd be much appreciative, man. Hell yeah, man. Put my mods to work, man. My mods hook it up, man. I be reaching out to people, but, you know, I'm a smaller channel, so she is a client of mine. Oh, word? Let's go. Yeah, man. Yeah, if you can, that'd be fire, man. Absolutely. Let me ask him a few questions. Even if it's just like a 10, 15-minute interview, that'd be dope, man. From across the pond. You know what I'm talking about? Tell him to come through, man. I'll get him some crumpets. You know what I'm talking about? Let me stop just playing. You know, bruv. Come holler at me, bruv. But yeah, that'd be dope, man. That'd be dope, man. I really appreciate that. I'm gonna ask him some questions. You know, I think that he has the smallest chance to unify at featherweight, but I think he's a good fight. You know, I was not impressed with him against Ray Vargas. Like, I want to ask him those questions. Like, I want to ask him like, what was he doing against Ray Vargas? Why was he? We gonna keep it respectful, of course. You know me, so I'm gonna keep it respectful. I'm gonna ask him like, did he have a game plan, or did he just abandon his game plan against Ray Vargas? Because I thought that was a winnable fight, but he just approached it poorly. But his approach to Ray Ford was way better. You know, I wasn't mad at him beating Ray Ford. I thought Ray Ford slightly won, but I wasn't mad at the Nick Ball decision because he was more active. You know, but I thought that Ray Ford was through the more accurate, the more effective punches. But yeah, if you can get me, that'd be dope, man. That'd be dope, man. That'd be real cool. I appreciate that in advance if you can. But yeah, so there was some good fights on. You know, I was speaking of Roach too. You know, his brother had his professional debut on the undercard. That's dope. You get to see your brother shine too. His younger brother, Lamont Roach's younger brother. I don't remember his name, but he won his pro debut against a pretty seasoned fighter. You know, for somebody to have your pro debut against, and he won. So it was a pretty good card on Pro Box on Friday. And then, you know, the DAZN card, Estrada and Rodriguez and Sonny Edwards versus Curio. That was a good card as well, man. I was excited about that. You know, I didn't guess the Sonny Edwards and Adrian Curio fight the day of because, you know, on the top rank card during the Sonny Edwards and Adrian Curio fight, that's when Teofimo and Steve Claggett started coming out. So I watched that fight. I got to like the second or third round in the Sonny Edwards and Adrian Kuro fight, but then I went back and watched it retroactively, of course. But yeah, so the Teofimo and Claggett card. I know people. Yo, Czar in the building. They see you in a minute. What's up with that? My best. Hey man, your best is more than that. Is more than enough. So I appreciate that, Bentley. But yeah, so we had what's my boy's name? Teofimo Steve Claggett. Like I said, Robeshi Ramirez versus Brandon Benitez. I said that was going to be a good fight, and it was an exciting fight. You know, Robeshi Ramirez did his thing. But like I said, too, man, I think that Teofimo, man, I'm tired of the excuses that people are giving him, man. This fight was supposed to be a two-up fight. Yes, he won, and yes, it was a good fight. It was entertaining, but it should not have been a competitive fight. That's not what the goal of this fight was. The goal of this fight, which we cannot lose sight of, the goal of this fight, the purpose of this fight was for Teofimo to put on a showcase, was for him to demonstrate his skills and get back on top and do what we expect Teofimo to do and look how we expect him to look. That did not accomplish that. That's the only reason why somebody like me, who's fond of Teofimo, I was like, okay, bet, you know, I'm cool with him fighting Steve Claggett, who's unranked and who's unknown, you know, relatively unknown. But he's a good, tough fighter, decent, tough fighter. You know, I was okay with it because I was like, okay, you know, I understand the fight had a purpose. So the purpose was to get people back on the Teofimo bandwagon. You know what I'm saying? To get him back in people's good graces after a shitty performance against Jermaine Ortiz. You know, and he did not accomplish that. So you cannot just judge this fight saying, oh, it's a good competitive fight. That's not the purpose of this fight. That guy was unranked. He's not a ranked contender. He's not a champion. He was not supposed to be a good fight. If Tank fought Steve Claggett and it ended up like that, people will give him hell. You know why I know? Because people gave him hell about not knocking out Esau Pitbull Cruz, who's a current champion right now at 140. So you know what I'm saying? People gave him shit about not stopping Esau Pitbull Cruz, who's a much better fighter than Steve Claggett. Esau Pitbull Cruz at 140 would stop Steve Claggett. Believe that. So, you know, and that's just one person I'm bringing up. I could bring up so many other people who don't put on great performances against somebody we think is supposed to have a great performance, and we kill him for it. So Teofimo has always been getting the benefit of the doubt, the beneficiary of getting these excuses like, oh, it was a tough fight. Oh, Teofimo did good. He did what he was supposed to. No, he did not do what he was supposed to do. What he was supposed to do was showcase his skills and demonstrate his skills and remind us why we believe Teofimo is the best and why we believe him that he's the self-proclaimed takeover. Once again, he failed to take over the ring. So how you going to take over a boxer? You can't even take over the ring. He didn't take over Steve Claggett. He definitely didn't take over Jermaine Ortiz. So, yeah, bro, I just think it's time to call it what it is, man. Teofimo's not as good as we thought he was. That's it. And that's okay. He's an overachiever. He was an overachiever against Lomachenko and against Josh Taylor. Those are his only two good performances. Steve had a nice chin. Even if you have a nice chin, it doesn't matter. He did not even look good. Teofimo's, both of his eyes were swollen. If you go look at the press conference, I mean, not press conference, but his post-fight interviews, he's still bleeding. Literally still bleeding during his interviews. His eyes were swollen, bro. I'm not trying to hear that, bro. I'm not giving Teofimo no excuses for that. Steve Claggett was a minimally ranked opponent. You know what I'm talking about? Shout out to Steve Claggett for fighting a good fight and overachieving, yes. But at the same time, this once again, Teofimo he underperformed, and he didn't underperform because it was a bad night. As everybody say, "Oh, it was a bad night for Teo. It was a bad night for Teo." Ain't no bad night, bro. That's who he is. Stop it, until proven otherwise. So it's crazy that, you know, people are letting him call out Bud. You know what I'm saying? Oh, we want Terrence. I still saw somebody say, "Oh, I want to see Teofimo versus Terrence Bud Crawford." For what? Why do you want to see Terrence Crawford versus Teofimo Lopez? Every time I see that, I just want to say,
"Shut up, bitch!"
Oh my God! What do you mean you want to see Teofimo versus Terrence Crawford? And then someone calls out, when Shushu Carrington calls out, or not calls out, when they say, oh, Shushu Carrington, they should fight Naoya Inoue, they say, oh, he don't deserve Naoya Inoue, he has to earn it. I agree. Teofimo has not earned Terrence Crawford. But I think if I was Terrence Crawford, I'd fight him. Hell, if I was Terrence Crawford, probably would have fought Boost too. But no, probably not Boost, because Boost ain't got a name. But Teofimo got a name. Terrence Crawford should go mop up Teofimo real quick. But like, yeah, Teofimo, why does he deserve to be calling out somebody who's literally 2 divisions above him? But technically, if you want to say, yeah, technically and literally he's 2 divisions above, because the next fight's at 154. Teofimo, his power doesn't translate to 140. Come on, bro. Let Teofimo fight, you know, the winner of Alberto Puello and Sandro Martin. Well, really, Gary Anton Russell gets the winner of that. But let him try to fight Gary Anton Russell. I think Gary Anton Russell beats Teofimo. I think Alberto Puello, styles make fights. So I think that'd be a tough night for Teofimo, but I think Teofimo could beat Alberto Puello. I think Liam Paro beats Teofimo. I definitely think Isaac Piper Cruz beats Teofimo. So Bud can't make that weight. He calling out Bud just to duck the real smoke. Talk to him, Dot. Talk to him, Dot. Say it again, Dot. He's calling out Bud just to duck the real. Say it again, Dot. Facts. Talk to him, Dot. Drop it bombs. He came in swinging. He said he's pillow fisted as well. Talk to him. Teofimo has less knockouts. Nah, that's not true. What you mean? Nah, Teofimo has a 65% KO ratio. Devin Haney has a 48% KO ratio. That's not true. But his power. What is true? His power is not translating. Now, if you're talking about numerically, maybe he might have a lower number because he has less fights. If that's what you're saying, I don't know. I don't know. I didn't look into that. But as far as the KO ratio does percentage wise, you can't go by. As you say, he does. Yeah, you can't go by that. That's different. That's why they have percentages. That's why it's a ratio. You know, so no, you can't go like that. Because if I have 10 fights and I knocked out eight opponents, I have an 80 KO ratio. But then if I have 20 fights and I knocked out 12 opponents, I have a 60% KO ratio. But I knocked out more opponents. No, it doesn't go like that, bro. You cannot. It doesn't go like that, bro. But nice try. I see what you're doing. I like what. Yeah, you're trying to. I see what you did. I respect it. I respect what you're doing. Yeah. Okay. So that's what it is. He does. Okay. I got you. I see what you're saying. But yeah, he has more fights, so it's not really fair. It's not really fair, you know. But I see what you're saying though. I see what you're saying. I like where your head's at though. You know. I like that. I like what you did. But yeah, I disagree on that. But yeah, so Teofimo, his power doesn't translate, but that's the thing though, where I agree with you. We have to stop. We have to be fair. Like, we cannot. The measuring stick of people, particularly Lomachenko, particularly Teofimo, what do they have in common, Dot? What do they have in common, Bentley? Top-ranked fighters. It's not even an ethnic thing, you know. I mean, you could break it down further and get to an ethnicity thing, of course, you know, because unfortunately in the world we live in, there's a lot of people that are prejudiced and racist, particularly towards black fighters. But I'm not even gonna say that. I'm gonna go the top-ranked route. Every time it's a top-ranked fighter, we don't critique them the same way we critique everybody else. You know what I'm talking about? And like I said, it's not a nationality thing or an ethnic thing or a cultural thing, because I could tell you black fighters, white fighters, Hispanic fighters, Asian fighters who are treated differently than the top ranked fighters. Lomachenko has 3 losses. People act like he's still the best. I think he's still a great fighter. But if Tank had 3 losses, they'll shit on Tank. If Shakur had 3 losses, they'll shit on him. He's a top ranked fighter, but barely. You know what I'm saying? He's about to get up. If what's the name? Look how they're doing Munguia. Munguia has 1 loss. They're calling him a fake. He only lost to Canelo, who's a face of boxing, who's an all-time great. Old Cinnamon. I love, you know what I'm saying? We rock with Cinnamon. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Teofimo, he looked mediocre against all of his last 5 opponents. He looked bad against Sandor Martin. He looked all right against Sandor Martin. I think Sandor Martin's a good fighter, so I'm going to say he looked all right. He looked bad against Steve Claggett. He looked terrible against Jermaine Ortiz. Come on now. He lost against George Kambosos, ferocious Kambosos, which I don't think that's too bad of a loss. But if people call him a bozo, then that's a terrible loss. I don't think ferocious Kambosos is a bozo. I think he's a good fighter. I think he's a champion. I think if you're a champion, you're a great fighter. But I do say that he's not the cream of the crop of the champions. He's the lesser of the champions at 135, especially at that time. But he's still a good fighter. Yes, he looked great against Lomachenko. Yes, he looks great against Josh Taylor. Those are 2 fights. You know what I'm saying? When you look at somebody's body of work and the totality of their work, you have to consider everything, not just the 2 times he shined and say, oh, well, he gonna look great when Teofimo looks great. He can't be beaten. No, when Teofimo looks like Teofimo, which is inconsistent if you want to say that, then we don't know what he's going to get. So we got to be fair, man. We got to be fair with the measuring stick. You know, another example, when Lomachenko beat Kambosos, it was a great win. That's what people said. It was a great win for Lomachenko. When Teofimo loses to Kambosos, Kambosos is a clown. He's a bozo. When Devin Haney beats Kambosos, it was a mediocre win, even though he beat him twice. How can the same person be a bozo and a mediocre win for 2 people, but then be a great win for another person years later in Lomachenko? We just got to keep the same measuring stick, man. If Tank had those mediocre performances, we'll be killing him. You know what I'm saying? If Tank would have had 3 losses, we'll be killing him too. Look at Errol Spence. They call him a fraud because he lost to arguably the best pound-for-pound fighter right now, Terrence Bud Crawford. It's either Naoya Inoue, Alexander Usyk, or Terrence Bud Crawford is the top 3 pound-for-pound. If you don't have those 3 in whatever order you have them in, then your pound-for-pound list is probably terrible. You know what I'm saying? So Errol Spence has one loss. Out of all the champions he beat, he has one loss. It was a brutal loss. It was a devastating loss. It was a dominant loss. But it's still only one loss. And people say that he's a fraud. You know, Tyson Fury has one loss to Alexander Usyk. Oh, he's not who we thought he was. What do you mean? He lost that fight between him and Usyk was to determine who was the first undisputed heavyweight champion in 25 years, a quarter century since Lennox Lewis. He has one loss. He's trash. But Lomachenko has 3 losses. One to Orlando Salido, his second fight, professional fight, because he was very audacious. The audacity of him to think he could go get a pro fight. A championship fight, the second pro fight of his career, because he has an extensive amateur background. Bro, Orlando Salido showed him what the business is, man. No, I'm not going. Shout out to Orlando Salido. I love that win. Then he lost to Teofimo convincingly, and then he had a debatable loss against Devin Haney. I personally had him beating Devin Haney. I had Lomachenko winning against Devin Haney, but it was a controversial. It was not controversial. It was a close fight, debatable fight. It could have went either way in my opinion, because I had multiple swing rounds. You know, I don't remember my exact round split and round count off the top of my head, but I had multiple swing rounds. I had Lomachenko winning by 2 rounds, by 2 points. But I honestly feel like it could have went either way. So I don't think that Devin Haney, it was a robbery. I just thought it was a close fight that could have went either way. I had multiple swing rounds. Even if it was a draw, it would have been cool. So just because a fight doesn't go the way that I think it is, I recognize that every judge is different, you know, and that's why I like boxing, because I know a lot of people hate it because of that. There's no consistency with the scoring, but I actually like it about that because of that, because I might prioritize effective punching. Bentley may prioritize head movement, and Dot may prioritize aggressiveness. You know what I'm saying? Somebody else might prioritize being slick and counter punching. You know, somebody else might prioritize volume of punching. So it's all facets of boxing, you know. So I don't mind it. You know, sometimes of course there are some robberies, but a lot of times people call robberies that aren't robberies. I didn't think Devin Haney and Lomachenko, either way it went, was a robbery. I just thought it was a close fight that could have went either way. I think Natasha Jonas versus Michaela Mayer, that was a robbery. You know, they robbed. I don't know how Natasha Jonas won that, but it's not her fault. Fighters fight. Judges judge. It's never their fault. You know. But I thought Michaela Mayer was robbed. You know, I thought that who's the guy that just fought Arnold Barbosa Jr. Sean McCowan. I thought Sean McCowan was robbed. I think it's Sean McCowan or McCombs. Maybe it's McCombs. I don't know. But anyway, the Irish dude, he was robbed against Arnold Barbosa Jr. That's a robbery. There's no way Arnold Barbosa won that fight. But a lot of fights are close fights, man. We gotta stop. There's 3 terms that are overused in boxing: horrendously overused, habitually overused, ridiculously overused. The term ducking, the term casual, and the term robbery. If a fight doesn't happen that you want to happen, oh, this person's ducking. This person's ducking. They're gonna say Bam Rodriguez is ducking Naoya Inoue because he's in 2 different weight classes, and somebody asked him about the fight. If somebody asks somebody about the fight and that fight doesn't happen, they say the other person's ducking. They say you're a casual if you disagree. If I have Alexander Usyk number 1, Inoue number 2, and Terrence Crawford number 3, somebody has Terrence Crawford number 1, they're gonna say I'm a casual. And then robbery. If a fighter doesn't, if the fighter that you're rooting for, not the person that actually won, you know, you only watch highlights, you only watch TikTok clips and Instagram highlights, but you swear that you know who won the fight. If the fighter that you think should win because you like them more and you like the way they post pictures on Instagram and brush their hair, you're gonna say it was a robbery. No, it's not a robbery, bro. As much as I like boxing, as much as I get mad at judges sometimes, there's not as many robberies as people would make you believe. If you talk to people about boxing, you would think that every week there's a robbery. There's a lot of robberies, but they ain't that much. You know what I'm talking about? There ain't that damn much robberies, bro. You can say the same about PBC fighters. They get all the praises but gets whooped against the ops. What you mean? Who all they get whooped, Bentley? Explain. I'm not saying you're wrong. If you could add some specificity so I could follow what you're saying. Frank Martin's a PBC fighter. They didn't make any excuses for him losing the tank. So you're talking about cross the street battles. Yeah. Let me know what you're talking about so I could respond. I'm not sure what you're talking about. And I don't want to respond and misunderstand your statement. Yeah, so I on the surface though, what you're saying, what I think you're saying, I disagree. I don't think so. So Bud was when Bud fought, was he with PBC when he fought Errol Spence? I think he did sign a short-term contract with PBC when he fought Errol Spence. There was no robbery there, but I'm trying to think. Like, give me an example if you don't mind, please. But yeah, I agree with what Dot came in and said about Teofimo's ducking real smoke at 140. I think so, man. You see, he doesn't want to fight Shakur. It's so funny that he wants to call out Bud, and people are like, "Oh yeah, let him fight Bud." But Shakur, who's only one division lower, Bud is 2 divisions lower technically because he's about to fight at 154 August 3rd against Israel Madrimov. Shakur is 135. He just called out Teofimo. He said he's too small. He don't have no power. He hasn't looked good since he was at 130. He needs to go back to 130 so he's more excited and have more power. Excuse me, brother. When's the last time you got a knockout or a stoppage? So yeah, I don't want to hear that, man. I like Teofimo too, but the delusion is crazy. The delusion is crazy, bro. I need what y'all eating out there, man? I gotta order some food. I ain't eat yet. I'm tripping. But yeah, so I just think that a lot of fighters, man, we just got to keep the measuring stick even, you know. I don't think the measuring stick is fair at all, you know. I don't think it's fair, especially with top ranked fighters. I don't think it's fair at all, man. You know, I'm trying to think of another example, man. Like Matchroom 5v5, right? Matchroom and Queensberry. Nobody made excuses for those fights. No one made an excuse when Nick Ball beat Ray Ford. At least I didn't hear him. Maybe. Let me rephrase that. I didn't hear anybody make excuses. I didn't hear anybody make excuses when Zhang beat Wilder. I know I didn't make any excuses for Matchroom and Queensberry. I didn't make any excuses when Hamza Shiraz beat Emma Williams. And I didn't see any excuses. No, I ain't gonna lie. No. Yeah, I didn't see any excuses when Daniel Dubois beat Philip Hergovich. I didn't see no excuses, bro. I'm telling you, it happens the most with top-ranked fighters, man. I'm telling you, bro. There's always a reason for their bad performance. There's always a reason why they don't look good, or why this fight doesn't happen, and why that fight doesn't happen. You know. In fact, I heard people knocking Daniel Dubois saying, "Oh, Philip Hergovich is not who we thought he was." No, he was who we thought he was. It's just that we didn't expect Daniel Dubois to be that good. Like Subro Matias and Liam Paro. I didn't really hear any excuses. I thought Liam Paro fought a good fight. You know, that was what Matchroom again. So. You know, but whenever it's a top-ranked fighter, ain't no way. One of my dogs just pooed it. I'm gonna kick him out if they stink. But yeah, so I just think with we just got to be we got to hold them accountable for that. Just treat fighters fairly, you know. Because like I said, it's evident. The proof's in the pudding. When Tank didn't knock out Pitbull, people are mad at Tank saying, "Oh, Tank doesn't look as good because he didn't knock out Pitbull." Teofimo ain't knock out anybody in a while, and none of them are as good as Pitbull. So where's the consistency? Definitely not Steve Claggett. People were talking trash about Tank versus Frank, saying that Frank Martin's not a real threat. Frank Martin was literally ranked higher than Steve Claggett. I'm going to keep saying this over and over again. Teofimo literally fought the lowest ranked opponent out of all the champions at 135 and 140. These are facts. Tank versus Frank. Frank was ranked higher than Steve Claggett. Pitbull Cruz versus Jose Rayo Valenzuela. Rayo Valenzuela is ranked higher than Steve Claggett. These are facts. Subro Matias versus Liam Paro. Liam Paro is ranked higher than Steve Claggett. Shakur Stevenson versus Artem Honeyunion. Artem Honeyunion's ranked higher than Steve Claggett. These are just facts, bro. Devin Haney versus Ryan Garcia. Ryan Garcia was ranked higher than Steve Claggett. So literally, Teofimo had the worst performance on the lowest ranked opponent. These are just facts. Go look it up. Out of all the champions at 135 and 140, well, you know, it's yet to be seen with Pitbull and Rayo because they didn't fight yet. And then Subro Matias lost to Liam Paro. But out of all the champions, he was the lowest ranked opponent. And you know who was the highest ranked opponent, Dot? Frank Martin. The person that got the most trash talk about saying, "Oh, Tank versus Frank is not a good fight." Frank Martin was literally the highest ranked opponent. But you know what they're going to say? "Oh, well, you know, rankings don't matter." Rankings aren't everything, but they definitely matter. They don't just pick a number and randomly put a fighter there. So yes, something goes into it. I'm not saying that ranking means everything. Just because you're a higher ranked opponent, a fighter, does not mean that you're necessarily better than all the people ranked below you. No. So if you're saying from that standpoint, no, it doesn't mean anything that. But ranking means that you have more claim to contend for a title and fight the champion. Steve Claggett had 7 losses. He had 7 losses and 1 stoppage. He was stopped before a long time ago, but he was still stopped before. And I'm not knocking Steve Claggett. My point is that when we analyze these fights, we can't just say, "Oh, Steve Claggett and Teofimo was a good fight because we watched it." All good fights are not the same. No disrespect. Rest in peace to Arturo Gatti and Mickey Irish Ward. They had a great trilogy. No one ever thought that they were the best, though. but they had good fights between each other for how they're like, you know, B-level, C-level fighters, you know, rest in peace Arturo Gatti. They're like B-level, C-level fighters, you know, and they had good fight, good competitive fights, exciting fights. But do not confuse that fight, those fights, with the legendary capacity to which Marquez and Pacquiao was. Those are two greats at the top of their game fighting each other. They were also competitive. So what do they have in common? They fought multiple times and they're both competitive fights, but they're different caliber of competitiveness. You know what I'm saying? If I get two high school basketball players that are great, that are great in their respective competition level, it's probably going to be a good match. But you cannot compare two high school players with LeBron and Giannis going head to head. These are two MVP caliber players going head to head. That's what Manuel Marquez was and Pacquiao was. That's what the rivalry was. Well, they didn't fight multiple times, but like Floyd and Pacquiao, that's what that was. You know, so even if you want to say Isaac Pitbull Cruz is a champion at a higher weight division. So that's what Tank and Pitbull was. That was a competitive fight because they're both at the top of their game. Steve Claggett and Teofimo should not have been a competitive fight. This fight, the purpose of this fight was to demonstrate and showcase and exhibit Teofimo's skill set and show and remind us why we think Teofimo is the takeover. He did not accomplish that. So if you just measure the fight, you know, you're not telling the whole. If you just say, "Oh, it's a good fight, it's a competitive fight," it should not have been a competitive fight. That's not the purpose of this. He was basically unranked. When you fight an unranked opponent and a non-contender, you're supposed to blow him out the water. And I'm not saying he had to knock him out, but he had to look impressive. He did not look impressive. He could barely look at anything. Both his eyes were swollen. Come on, bro. We got to tell the truth now. We got to tell the truth now. Big facts, Dot. Let's tell the truth now. But if anybody wants to join the Discord, man, I'll pull you up. You can get your thoughts off. Like I said, this channel is to discuss boxing. I'm a boxing channel. Big facts. I'm a boxing channel, man. I'm not a channel that is like I do have. Of course, we all have our innate biases. I have fighters that I like more than others. Like full disclosure, my two favorite fighters are Gervonta Tank Davis and Saul Canelo Alvarez, old cinnamon. You know, I really like Isaac Pitbull Cruz a lot. I really like Tyson Fury a lot, but I'm not unbiased. I mean, I'm not biased. You know what I'm saying? I'm very unbiased, and I just judge fights how I see it. You know what I'm saying? So Teofimo, I like Teofimo a lot too. And it's funny because I bet on Ryan Garcia. You know, I had Ryan Garcia beating Devin Haney. I don't really care for Devin Haney like that, but I still respect his accomplishments, and Ryan Garcia cheated. Even though I won money off Ryan Garcia winning, he cheated. I'm not cool with anybody cheating just because I like that fighter more. No, cheating is wrong. You know, he should be punished more harshly than he was, but that's a whole nother story. But anyway, yeah, so I'm very fair, and if anybody wants to come on the channel and talk, I'll pull you up on the screen. I ask that you have a camera, please. You don't have to have it, but I prefer if you have a camera if possible. I'll pull you up, and it's not here. We can debate if you want to debate. We don't have to debate. You know, I know sometimes people just want to get their thoughts off, and they just want to be heard, and that's fine. Just say your opinions. We don't have to engage in a debate. I'm not here to embarrass anybody or prove my superior intelligence or somebody else's inferior intelligence or my inferior intelligence. I'm not trying to embarrass anybody. I just like to talk boxing, man. We could disagree, and sometimes you might open my eyes to look at another angle that I didn't, you know, or see something from another perspective that I didn't initially look at it from. But also, if you do want to debate, I don't mind debating either, you know. So I put that in the guest court, you know. I don't mind debating, you know. I don't go looking for problems, but if somebody say they want some problems, I say hey, no problem. I don't go looking for problems, but if somebody say they got problems, I say no problem. Yeah, so yeah, we could just have a discussion, but yeah, anybody want to join, man, it's always open. You just have to have Discord. Discord is a free application. You can just join at any time, and I'll pull you up. But yeah, man, so I just think that, man, with these fighters, you know, Bam Rodriguez looks phenomenal. We should talk about Bam Rodriguez more. You know, Bam Rodriguez looked amazing, man, against Juan Francisco Estrada, and that's the thing I'd say too. You know, the reason why Bam Rodriguez looked so good against Juan Francisco Estrada is because, you know, it means something. Yes, I know Steve Claggett was stopped a long time ago, but Juan Francisco Estrada was never stopped before. So I got to give that person more credit for, you know, there's no blueprint. You know, it never been done. So when you do it, you got to get more credit than somebody who beat somebody who's been stopped before. I'm sorry, you know. And Juan Francisco El Gallo, you know, the Rooster, he's a hell of a champion, hell of a fighter. He's a hell of a fighter, you know. And he has rematch clause. And the interesting thing about Juan Francisco Estrada is that he's one of the few fighters, including Lennox Lewis, that everybody that he's fought, he beat. That doesn't mean that he's undefeated. Listen to what I'm saying. That means that everybody that he's fought, that he's ever been in the ring with, even if he lost to him, he avenged that loss. Even if he had a draw, he fought him again and he got the victory. That's dope, man. That's dope. Left hook lazy in the building. Juan Francisco Estrada is one of the few people that have done that. You know, and guess what? He has a rematch clause with Jesse Bam Rodriguez. So Bam got to be careful, man. He got to be careful, man, because Juan Francisco, it's documented that man, when he fights you again, he's better. So, you know, so it's a lot of good fights at 115. People talk about Inoue, like, bro, everybody that fights that small does not need to fight Inoue, bro. They're two weight classes difference, you know. Bam Rodriguez could go fight David Jimenez or Ioka, Kazuto Ioka. He can go fight Kazuto Ioka, you know, at 115. He can fight KO Tanaka, right? Kosei Tanaka. He could go fight him too. Like, there's so many fighters, man, that they could fight at their respective divisions. Like, let them fight the people that they need to be fighting, man. They want this man to skip bantamweight to go straight to super bantamweight. He's at super flyweight or junior bantamweight right now. He does the first fight. Relax. What's good though, left foot? What y'all eating, man? I need some ideas to get some food, man. I'm hungry, man. I don't know what to order. Relax, man. Let these fighters fight, man, in their divisions. Let them clear out their divisions. You know, it's funny because people selectively complain. They'll say, oh, this person should clear out. They want Tank to move up, but then they want Tank to move up, but they want Teofimo to clear out his division. They want Shakur to clear out his division, but then they want Rafael Espinoza to fight Naoya Inoue. It's like, bro, like, there's no consistency, man. Let all of them clear out their division. That's the priority should be to unify. You know, hopefully get undisputed. You know, I know that there's things that go with that. You know, a lot of negotiations and stuff. Always negotiate, especially across the street, whether it's top rank to PBC or PBC to Golden Boy or Golden Boy to Matchroom or Matchroom to Queensberry or Queensberry to Boxer. You know what I'm saying? There's so many promotions. So I know that there's other stuff to go into contractual negotiations. So that's why I don't be too hard on people when they don't get the fights that we want. You know, it's tough. You know, I don't even like to pay attention to the business, and I do because I watch boxing so much, but I don't really like to care about it. I just like the fights, you know. But so undisputed is very tough to come by. Unified is tough to come by sometimes as well. So, you know, it's so tough that some sanctioning bodies are associated with certain promotional companies more than others, and that's crazy. Tyson chicken nuggets. Oh, you ate some chicken nuggets? What, you had the barbecue sauce with them joints? I've always been a big fan of. Me too, man. I like the Filipino Flash, man. They're talking about him fighting Bam Rodriguez, bro. I don't like that fight for Nonito, man. That's a rumor. Like I said, it's a rumor. I don't know if it's true. It was a rumor that I heard. You know, they talk about him fighting Jesse Bam Rodriguez, man. I think Nonito goes to sleep. I'm talking about night. He gonna be in there getting beat up on and punched on. At some point in that fight, we're gonna be telling him to fight back.
Get him up. Let him get up. Let him get up. Let him get up. Fight back, nigga. Fight back.
And I don't want to see the legend, the iconic Nonito Donaire go out like that. But that's what I fear. That's what I fear will transpire, man, in that fight. But Nonito Donaire's a beast, you know. He's just 41, and you know he's clearly not as good as he was. And you know, yeah, we gonna be telling him to fight back. Not, you know what I'm talking about? He's clearly not as good as he was. But like I said, what's very interesting about that fight is I think this is so dope, and I'm gonna show y'all again. Those of you that just came, this is why it's dope, and this is why I kind of want to see it, because the background story will be great, man. It'll be like, you know, it's like the stuff of legend, man. That's why Bam Rodriguez is a beast. I rock with Bam Rodriguez. But look at this. I want to show y'all this. I showed y'all already, but I want to show y'all again. Look at this right here, man. Look at this right here, man. This is Jesse Bam Rodriguez at 12 years old with Nonito Donaire, man. This is Jesse Bam Rodriguez, man. Is that not fire, bro? Nonito Donaire said he started off at 12, but he was smaller because he was shorter. So Jesse Bam Rodriguez is what, 26, right? He's 26 years old or 24? So I think this is 14 years ago. I think he's 26, and this is when he was 12. Or is he 24? I don't know. Is he either 14? I don't know. He's 26 or 24. So either 14 years or 12 years ago. That's crazy, man. And now your idol wants to fight you. Is that not dope, man? Is that not dope, man? That's so dope, bro. And he said this guy's gonna be good, and now he's a champion that he wants to fight. You know, so that'd be dope for the storyline. But as far as Nonito Donaire, like I said, if he wants to fight, then give it to him. But you know, it's hard to tell people not to do what they like, what they love. You know, especially if it's something that you're getting compensated for, in a lucrative fashion. You know, so it's hard to tell somebody to stop doing what they love. But you know, we've seen this story before. Like I said, we see Manny Pacquiao fighting for too long and getting beat by people that he shouldn't get beat by. We see Mike Tyson, he's still trying to fight Jake Paul at 60 years old. You know, we seen Roy Jones go through it. We see Deontay Wilder going through it right now. I thought he should have stopped fighting after the trilogy with Tyson Fury. Definitely after Joseph Parker. He like to show himself. But yeah, we see it happen all the time. And I'm afraid that Nonito Donaire is going to go in there, and if that fight does happen, then Jesse Bam Rodriguez is going to destroy him. But shout out to Jesse Bam Rodriguez because he also said that he looked up to Juan Francisco Estrada as well too, and you know he just beat him as the first person to stop him. So you know I think that's dope, man. That's a cool little storyline. Yeah, he's like 40 or 41 left hook. So yeah, man. Please don't forget to like the video as well. Don't forget to like the video if you're on the YouTube side. Don't forget to like the video. But yeah, man, I just think that that'd be a dope story. But if I was advising Nonito Donaire, which I'm not, I would advise him not to fight Jesse Bam Rodriguez. But if you're going to keep fighting, you might as well go for somebody who has a championship, right? I mean, if you're gonna do it big, right? So ain't no halfway crooks. If you're gonna rob something, don't rob the corner store. Don't rob the gas station. You better hit that bank. You know what I'm saying? You might as well go for something, go for broke. You know, you're gonna go change your life. So if you're gonna keep fighting, and you're gonna fight good people, you might as well go ahead and go for the champion. Why not? I'm not advocating for anybody to rob nothing. I'm just saying, you know, just making an analogy. If you're gonna rob something, you might as well rob something that's gonna make you rich. You don't want to rob something that'll get you through the day. That don't make no sense. My boy said he ate chicken nuggets with a barbecue sauce. I don't want no damn chicken nuggets. I want something that'll fill me up. Yeah, man. I want something kind of healthy too, on the healthy side a little bit. Panera bread good, but I would like to have like a coffee too. A coffee would be fire right now. Like a iced coffee mocha type thing. That'd be dope. But yeah, Nonito, I think Nonito versus Bam Rodriguez is not a good idea. But if it's gonna happen, hey. Yeah, I got Bam Rodriguez by stoppage, you know. Definitely have Bam Rodriguez by stoppage. In my humble opinion. Man. So what y'all think about the fights coming up, man? What do you think about Shakur Stevenson? And this is another thing with Teofimo, but Shakur is top ranked. Shakur Stevenson versus Artem Hunayinian, right? Please believe Shakur has to look good against Artem Hunayinian. He has to look good because Shakur was one of those ones talking trash about Tank fighting Frank Martin. And guess who Artem Hunayinian lost to? He only has one loss, and his one loss came to, you guessed it, Frank Martin. You know what I'm saying? So he has to look good. You know, just like Shakur. I mean, just like Teofimo had to look good, did he fail? So there's no shame in saying that Shakur has to look good against Artem Hunayinian. He doesn't have to get a stoppage. He doesn't have to get a knockout, but he has to look very impressive. You know, very impressive. Because Artem Hunayinian, who's ranked higher than Steve Claggett, by the way, he's still not an opponent that we expect Shakur to struggle against. So I think that Artem Hunayinian, I mean, Shakur has to look good, man. If he doesn't look good against Artem, then that's a failure too. That's a waste of a fight. And this is his last fight, so he is double the reason why he has to look good, because this is like an audition tape, right? His last chance. Every fight is an audition, but this fight is his last chance for an audition because this is his last fight with Top Rank. So either he's going to re-up with Top Rank based off this fight, or he's going to go sign with Eddie Hearn, who's been courting him, trying to seduce him into a contract with Matchroom, which I think Matchroom would be good because I know Eddie Hearn. If Eddie Hearn's not going to do nothing else, he's going to get you some fights. You could go sign with PBC. That'll get him one step closer to the Tank fight that he wants, that he claims he wants. You know, yeah. So if he go to Golden Boy, then Golden Boy get him one step closer to the Williams Zepeda fight, who's been fake calling him out. You know, he's been pump faking with the call outs, phantom call outs. For Shakur. So there's options for Shakur, man. I personally think that he should leave Top Rank, but if he stays with Top Rank, Bob Bram's dangling that Lomachenko fight in front of him, and he said he could get him the Tank fight. So, you know, I mean, there's options for the young man. That's always good to have options, but I don't think Top Rank has done a good job of promoting Shakur. Shakur hasn't done a good job of promoting himself either with his last fight against De Los Santos and stuff like that, but that's his style. You know, that's a promoter's job. The fighter's job is to fight and win fights, prioritize that, and then the promoter's job is to promote the fighter. Not, you know, Bob Arum, I think he's bad for him because Bob Arum comes out and he just said that, oh, Shakur's fighting style is boring. I want him to be more engaging. I want him to be more entertaining. How are you his promoter and you don't even like his fighting style? Does that not sound ass backwards? Like, you his promoter and you don't like his fighting style. That's crazy. Like, I could not like his fighting style because we're fans. But how's your promoter? If your promoter don't like your fighting style, bro, you need to get up out of there, bro. You got to get up out of there, bro. Like, that's crazy, bro. How your promoter don't like your fighting style? Come on, man. What we doing, man? What's up with Zab Judah versus Ryan Garcia 2024? Man, that's BS, man. Ryan Garcia don't need to be fighting nobody. He cheated. So, yeah, Ryan Garcia, he just says a lot of stuff, and people give him a lot of leeway, man. And, you know, I think mental health is real, but when you come out and play with mental health, because, you know, I was one of the ones that said he may be going through something mentally, so I was giving him the benefit of the doubt, you know, and I still think he is. But at the same time, we're all men. You're an adult. Part of being an adult is expressing yourself effectively and communicating accurately. You know what I'm saying? And he has come out and said, oh, you thought I was crazy? Y'all crazy. I pre-recorded a video saying that I'm going to troll you guys and I'm going to act like I'm crazy, but I'm not really crazy. So if you come out and tell me that, I'm not going to give you the benefit that you literally just told me that you were trying to bull jive us. So if you over there bull jiving, you know, why would I believe you? Well, why would I think that you also have mental? You can't play both sides of the fence, man. You either on the porch or you outside. You know what I'm talking about? You can't be in the driveway, in the front yard, hanging on the railing. Nah, bro, ain't no halfway crooks around here, man. So him coming out and saying that, yeah, I'm going through some things personally, but then you also say that you playing everybody. All that is BS.
Bullshit! 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 Bullshit!
And I'm not going. You know what I'm saying? He cheated. Whether you feel like he cheated intentionally, it doesn't matter. It's in the system. That's what means you're cheating. So Zab and everybody on his head top, I appreciate that. I appreciate when real people stand up. You know what I'm saying? Caleb Plant, shout out to Caleb Sweet Hands Plant. He don't play no junk. You know, Ryan Garcia out there talking about people's wives. You talking about, oh, you don't care about PDs and playing with it. Then you're blaming your scooter, your dietitian. Then you're blaming contaminated supplements. Then you're blaming this person. You're blaming your mama, your auntie, your great grandmama. You blaming everybody, man. Blame yourself, man. You know what I'm talking about? Take accountability. Bam versus Inoue, Renner versus Tank. That's crazy. Yeah. Hey, but South Crack, that makes sense. That makes sense because Bam is at 115. Move up to fight Inoue, 2 divisions to 122 at super bantamweight. Then whoever wins that, they could move up again and then they can fight Tank at 130. Why not? People say all types of ridiculous stuff, man. That's crazy, yo. Man. Yo, South Crack said Bam versus Inoue winner against Tank. That's crazy, bro. I think Bam should just focus on, you know, it's not him. You know, people are asking him these questions. So it's not these fighters. These fighters aren't calling out Inoue. They're just responding to the questions. And I thought Bam had a great response. He said, you know, I'm going to focus on 115. I just got here. I just got to 115. You know what I'm saying? Can I fight Ioka? Can I fight Kosei Tanaka? KO Tanaka? Sheesh. Before y'all try to put me on there with Inoue. And then Rafael El Divino Espinoza. He won at featherweight. Shushu Carrington wins at featherweight, 126, which is bigger than Inoue. They want to fight Inoue. Can they clear out the division? Can they unify? There's 4 different belt holders at 126 right now. Rafael Espinoza, Ray Vargas, Nick Ball. Who's the 4th one? Luis Lopez. Can they unify first? Can Bruce Shushu Carrington get a belt first? Before you want to try to make a dream match? Can Inoue, that's the thing, you know, Inoue is able to not fight Akhmadaliev because no one asks him about fighters in his division. The person that we should be asking him about or asking to fight him is Akhmadaliev. Akhmadaliev is the only person that called him out, and he happens to be in his division. Everybody else is not calling Inoue out. People are saying, "Oh, this person called out Inoue. This person called." No, they're not. You're asking them about Inoue. Do your job and ask somebody, ask people that are in the super bantamweight division about Inoue. Then more people will know about MJ Akhmadaliev, who's really a good fight for Inoue. I think Inoue still wins, but that's the best fight that can be had at super bantamweight for Inoue. Instead, now we're getting Inoue versus TJ Doheny. No. When they say TJ Doheny, the average person is gonna say, "Oh, now you're Inoue fighting TJ Doheny." They're gonna say,
"Who the fuck is that guy?
Who the fuck is that?
No damn well who I am. Who the fuck is that?"
And that's if they even know who Naoya Inoue is. They probably don't even know who Naoya Inoue is. To be honest. I mean, you know, that's the problem with the small division, though. You know, nobody really pays attention. But it's understandable though, because the skill gap between the top guys at the smaller divisions is so much higher than every other division. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, look at 112. I believe 112 doesn't even have a champion right now. I think they only have one champion right now. I think the rest of them are vacant. You know what I'm saying? If I'm not mistaken, I think the one champion is Akui at 112. There's 4 belts, only 1 champion. The rest of them are vacant because it's not, you know what I'm saying? It's just a big difference. Yeah, I'm not lying. Yeah, flyweight, 112. There's only 1 champion at 112. Sergey Yuri Akui. Come on, man. But yeah, even at super flyweight, which is 115, what Bam Rodriguez just got to, he just beat Juan Francisco Estrada at. You know, there's different champions. He could fight Kazuko Aoka. He could fight Fernando Martinez. He could fight Kosei Tanaka. He could fight David Jimenez. There's so many. Yeah, David Jimenez is a good fighter, man. He got robbed his last fight too. I believe he's out of Colombia. Not Colombia with a U, but Colombia with an O in South America. You know, he got robbed in his last fight. That was a robbery. People talk about robbery. He got robbed. Not in his last fight. He got robbed in his, not his last fight, sorry. His fight against Artem Delakian. Yeah, he got robbed in that fight, man. He won that fight, man. He definitely won that fight, man. In my opinion. And so there's so many fights that can be fought, you know, in their respective divisions. Man, I don't know what to eat, y'all. What y'all out there eating, man? My boy Left Hook said he ate some chicken nuggets. Man, ain't no eating no damn chicken nuggets. But to be fair, though, with Ryan Garcia and that dude, Ryan Garcia is too big, bro. But shout out to Ishe Smith. Ishe Smith also called him out on his BS. So shout out to Caleb Plant. Shout out to Ishe Smith. Shout out to Zab Judah. Shout out to the real ones keeping it real, man. These goofy ass internet celebrities and stuff like that, man. Social media stars, you know, they do whatever they want, say whatever they want. Then when they see you in real life, oh, just trolling. Nah, bro. Everybody ain't no troll. And I'm a Billy Goat Gruff your troll. How about that? Trolls get Billy Goat gruffed and roughed. You know what I'm talking about? Billy Goat gruffed up and roughed up. I don't know what to eat, man. Chick-fil-A? Might just eat some Chick-fil-A. So yeah, man, there's a lot of good fights to be had, man. We just got to look at the right places, you know. Speaking of Caleb Plant, man, I want to know who Caleb Plant's fight. I heard some rumors about Caleb Plant having another fight announced. I know him and Stephen Fulton are supposed to be fighting on the same card. So that'd be interesting. I think both of their opponents are to be announced. But I heard Caleb Plant's supposed to be fighting somebody else. I can't remember his name, man. I do not remember his name, man. But yeah, we need to see Caleb Plant in action more, man. I like Caleb Plant, man. He's actually one of my favorite fighters at super middleweight, excuse me. I like him a lot, man. So we got to get these fighters more fights, man. Cause I think you don't want him. When's the last time he fought? His last fight was against Canelo, ain't it? That was what, a year and a half ago, right? I mean, I said Canelo. I meant to say Dave Benavidez. Excuse me. That was like a year and a half ago, right? Yeah, it was almost a year and a half ago. It was last year in March. So that was a year and 4 months ago, man. Well, it was at the end of March, so 3 months ago, really. But you know what I'm talking about. So Caleb Plant only has 2 losses. He lost to 2 dogs. He lost to Canelo, who's a face of boxing. El Cinnamon, you know, all-time great. My boy Cinnamon. He lost to El Monstro, David Benavidez, you know, who's also a great right now. You know, he just moved up to light heavyweight. Those aren't bad losses. My boy Caleb Plant just down to fight anybody at any time. You know, he's a good fighter, man. We can't let those fighters that are down to fight anybody fall at the wayside. You know, we got to see him fight, man. I would like to see, and the super middleweight is an underrated division as well, man. Super middleweight, you have Caleb Plant, of course. You have Canelo, of course, who I think is the best. I want to see him and David Benavidez. Everybody wants to see that fight. I got Canelo winning that one, but it's a great fight though. I think it's like damn near 50-50. You got Canelo, David Benavidez, Caleb Plant, David Morrell, who's fighting that light heavyweight against Hot Rod on August 3rd. You have Christian and Billy, nice up and comer. You got Jaime Munguia. You know, you got Diego Pacheco, who I think is slightly overrated, but we'll see. I know I'm missing some people too. I'm missing some others too, but matter of fact, Christian and Billy's fighting Sergey Derevchenko, who's a little on the older side, slowing down a bit, but he's still a formidable fighter. So there's some fighters, man. There's some good fighters out there. You defending a certain people, that's why your channel gonna stay dead, boy. Get that long hair like a bitch. What the hell is you talking about, Sofka? What fighter am I defending? What fighter am I defending? Got that long hair. You wouldn't say you would only say that on the internet though. I bet you wouldn't say that IRL. I bet you wouldn't say that IRL. You know what I'm saying? And your girl like it. I shouldn't say that because you ain't got no girl. Got that long hair like a biatch, huh? Yeah, you know what? I might have that long hair like one, but guess what? You is one with your goofy ass. Man, on the internet trying to troll. You're a loser, bro. You know what I'm saying? I might look like one, but you is one.
Nigga, you's a bitch!
Yo, lame ass. Let my channel stay dead. Yo, dead ass in here, though, right? This goofy ass boy. Yeah, it suck me. So there's a lot of good fighters out there, man. 168 that I want to see. I can't wait to see it, man. Your name's South Crack TV, with your goofy ass. Well, y'all be some losers, dog. Oh, man. I hope your life on the internet is good. Tell my channel dead, but you in here, though. With your dead ass. South Crack TV, with your goofy ass. But yeah, man, there's some good fights at 168 that I want to see, man. There's a whole bunch of good fights I want to see, man. I just don't know. Like, it's just stagnant right now, man. There's no movement. And that's a problem. So that's a problem when everybody wants everybody to fight the same person. Everybody wants everybody to fight Naoya Inoue. That's how the bottlenecks happen. Everybody wants to fight Canelo. So if Canelo doesn't fight them, then it's a bottleneck. You know what I'm saying? It kind of stagnates the division. Same with Naoya Inoue. So it's like we complain about there only being one big guy, one fighter, one top guy. But then every time somebody wins, we don't ask for them to unify or get undisputed. We want them to fight that one person. And if that one person doesn't want to fight them, then it creates a bottleneck and a stoppage. So it's like there's a whole bunch of stuff, man, that just goes on with boxing that a lot of times we might complain, but a lot of time we are the reason. We are the reason. The people that watch, the consumers, are the reason why it's like that. You know what I'm saying? And that's tough at the same time. But I do want to see these good fights, man. I can't wait to see these fights. I don't know what to eat, bro. I really don't know what to eat. I would love to put hands on some of these people out there, boy. Oh man, let me check out your profile picture. Let me check out your profile picture. Let me see what you look like. I bet you probably got Muhammad Ali as your picture, huh? You probably got Caleb Plant as your picture, huh? These are goofy, dog. Let's see if you got yourself as your picture. Let me see what you look like. What the hell is that as your picture, bro? You got white stuff on your lip? Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, we gonna holler at you, bro. The man got white stuff around his lip in his picture. What the heck is that? That makes a whole lot of sense. Yeah, we gonna holler at you, bro. The man got white stuff around his lip. Yeah. We gonna put the kids in the corner, man. Yeah, get you up out of here. Yeah, put the kids in the corner, bro. Hold that for 30 minutes. Goofy ass. But yeah, man. So I think that there's a lot of fights that we want to see at 135, 126, 168. There's a whole bunch of stuff that I want to see, man. I want to see a lot of fights, man. A lot of fights. So we're gonna see how it goes. We're gonna see how it goes, man. We gotta see how that thing goes, baby. We're gonna see how that thing goes, man. But I do agree with one thing that Dot said, man. I think I'm not gonna say Bud is ducking at 140. I mean, Terrence Crawford is ducking, but I definitely don't think. I think he's looking to cash out because I don't think he believes in his ability to do what he's gonna do, man. I really do think that he's having some second thoughts, depending on despite what he's telling us. You know, I think that he's having some second thoughts about what he can accomplish at 140. Because I mean, this is the perfect time. This is the perfect time. You know, I know Devin Haney's taking a break, but you can still try to seek the winner of Aesop Pitbull Cruz or Jose Valenzuela, which I think Aesop Pitbull Cruz is gonna win. You're gonna have what's the other dude? at 135, 140, excuse me. He could try to fight Liam Paro. I think Liam Paro beats him. He could try to fight the winner of the winner between whoever fights Gary Antoine Russell, you know, because Sandor Martin versus Alberto Puello, if that fight actually happens, you know, the winner gets Gary Antoine Russell. And so that winner, he could try to fight the winner of that, but he's going for Bud, and I just don't even know if he believes that he'll actually get that fight, and I don't think he should get that fight. I think he gets slaughtered, man, and I want to see Teofimo shine, but he's just not looking good, man. He's just not looking good. He's just not looking good at all, dog. That Steve Claggett, that fight was supposed to be a showcase of his talent, and it just wasn't that. It just wasn't that, unfortunately, bro. It just wasn't that, unfortunately, man. So I think Teofimo, he has got to go back to the drawing board. I don't even know what he draws because it's just too many disappointing. I don't know if he could move back. I mean, definitely can't move down to 135. At least I don't think so. So he's just gonna be struggling at 140 until he actually runs into somebody that's a hitter. Because if Steve Claggett has some power, bro, Teofimo could have been in trouble. Teofimo could have been in big trouble. Teofimo could have been in big trouble, bro. And that's the crazy part, bro. Teofimo could have been in big trouble if Steve Claggett had any type of stank on his punches. Any type of power to his punches, he would have been in trouble, man. And I just don't think that. I don't know who he beats at 140. Honestly, don't, man. But look, Chad, I'm about to go ahead and call it. I got to go get some food in my system. I am hungry. I got to get some food, man. And I don't know what to order. So I might have to go hit the streets. I'll go find something to eat. But I appreciate y'all rocking with me as always, man. Take care of yourselves. Y'all be easy. I'll be back on later, of course. I'll be back on later for a night stream at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Probably be on a little earlier than that. It depends. It depends. But yeah, I should be on a little earlier, man. Don't forget to like the video. And I'm going to catch you on the flip side, man. Y'all be easy. Take care of yourselves. And remember, with God, we can do anything. Without God, we are nothing. Y'all know what it is. The doctor's out. Let me find out my outro gone. I can't find my outro, man. There it is. The doctor's out. Peace. God bless y'all, man. From the hood to college, both worlds they had to meet. 6 degrees between us, so cold we're about to freeze. But we're Florida boys, hot takes, we bring the heat. We're moving the culture, the engineers to the streets.